It's Wednesday, October 15th. In the headlines, Jamaica projected to earn nearly $5 billion from tourism in 2025. In business news, Nirmala Ramai is the new acting CEO of Caribbean Airlines. Regionally, Venezuelan embassy condemns what it describes as ongoing aggression by the United States. And in sports, Reggae Boys reclaim a top spot with 4-0 rout of Bermuda. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says Jamaica is projected to earn almost $5 billion this year, driven by continued growth in visitor arrivals and in the global recovery in travel. Addressing Parliament on Tuesday, Mr. Bartlett said the island expects 4.3 million visitors in 2025, up 2.7% from 2024.
Madam Speaker, Jamaica's performance mirrors this global resurgence of which I spoke earlier. We are projecting 4.3 million visitor arrivals for 2025, a 2.7% increase over 24, and earning $4.6 billion, representing 7.1% growth over the year.
He is projecting strong gains for the 2025-2026 winter season.
For the upcoming winter season, in 2025 to 26, the stopover arrivals are projected to increase by 6.9% and cruise by 24.3% to enable a gross earning increase of 8% to reach for the winter, and that will be a new high of $1.7 billion.
Looking ahead, the government aims to attract 8 million visitors and generate $10 billion in earnings by 2030, with the United States remaining Jamaica's strongest source market. He adds that the government's local first policy will continue to prioritize opportunities for Jamaican entrepreneurs.
So, Madam Speaker, as we expand globally, we must ensure that the benefits of tourism remain local. To this end, the Ministry of Tourism is establishing the Local First Policy, the new direction for tourism development built on the extraordinary success of the Tourism Linkages Network, which, Madam Speaker, the result is outstanding.
Jamaica's tourism sector is a cornerstone of the country's economy, contributing significantly to its gross domestic product, foreign exchange earnings, and employment. Though figures can vary by year due to global events like the COVID-19 pandemic, tourism consistently accounts for a large portion of Jamaica's economic activity. October 15 marks International Day of Rural Women, a time set aside by the United Nations to recognize the vital role women play in agriculture, rural development, and food security. The day also highlights the challenges they face and calls for greater gender equality and empowerment in rural communities worldwide. The Bureau of Gender Affairs has initiated a project to assess and resolve the challenges being faced by these women.
International Day of Rural Women is observed annually on October 15th. It is a time to highlight rural women and the many contributions that they have done for Jamaica, securing the food basket, empowering families and communities. Also, it is a time to look on some of the challenges that rural women face and to put solutions to the same.
The Bureau of Gender Affairs, through the ministry, engaged in a number of activities in recognition of rural women in farming.
One such thing was a needs assessment to ascertain what are some of the challenges that rural women are experiencing with primary information and data, not just anecdotal reference, for us to better able to put programs, policies, and plans in place to empower our rural women and girls. We saw many common trends throughout. We went to most of the parishes across Jamaica, Savlamar, Trelawney, St. Elizabeth, St. Thomas, and what rural farmers were saying that many of them think that gender inequality still exists as it relates to farming, because when they go to the financial institutions, they don't think that they are taken seriously. They don't think that female farmers' voices and concerns matter because they're not a man. They don't think that they can do the heavy work and that they cannot manage money and they cannot grow their businesses, as well as the high profit margins, because farming is seen as not predictable. So the policies that the banks and the financial institutions have in place do not meet their needs specifically.
Janice Davis has been farming for 15 years. She says she would often step in to help fellow farmers in her community, but she's often the last resort.
A lot of them want to start, and even if they think they would borrow, is mostly the cash cows, those small business loan people, and paying back weekly, and at that interest rate, them usually stop by the way, never get to reach anywhere, because you have to keep paying back and not getting from what you start, where you borrow the money for.
Charlene Griffiths has been farming for almost 20 years.
Buy the 25 chickens, I have to buy the sawdust, and then I would calculate how much it would take me to raise the 25 chicken for the 6 week. So normally I remember I used to buy like 5 bag, because you want them well fed. You don't want them underfed, because if they're underfed, you now get the weight where you really want. So I used to buy the 25, I buy like 5 bag of feeding 20, now 2 half a drum plastic drums, because you have to put them so they're safe and keep warm that day. Because if them get wet, you know it mildew and can't do the chicken in that. So I normally used to do that, and then now feed them for the 6 weeks, and then they come beautiful and bulky. So I used to get like a 6 pound chicken, 5 pound chicken, so you know, so them well fed. When you think about it, sometimes I only can buy about the chicken, but when it comes to the feeding, I have to be pondering and wondering how to get the money to buy the feeding. So sometimes I would borrow the money to suffice to buy the feeding. So now when I borrow the money, when I sell back the chicken, that money has to be going back out in the borrowing, pay back the borrowing. So I already can see the increase that I would want as a single mother, as I said, because you see, by the time you borrow for put back that, buy that feeding, if you give back that, and if you might find something out of that, you can hardly find back the money. You may find a little, and you really have to do the maths well to buy back that chicken. And when you buy that chicken, you have to go back again and say, my God, thinking you have another borrowing session to suffice them while growing up. You understand? That's the challenge I am having currently right now.
Speaker of the House of Representatives, Juliet Holness, has been appointed to the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association's International Executive Committee as a representative for the Caribbean, Americas, and Atlantic region. Her appointment took effect on October 12, 2025, following the Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference held in Barbados, where she led Jamaica's parliamentary delegation. The appointment places Jamaica at the center of the CPA's global leadership for the next 3 years, as Mrs. Holness joins an elite group of parliamentarians tasked with shaping policy and advancing parliamentary democracy across more than 180 national and subnational legislatures within the Commonwealth. Director of Elections Glaspole Brown will be conferred the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander for his outstanding contribution to electoral management and the strengthening of democracy in Jamaica. He will receive the national honor from Governor General His Excellency Sir Patrick Allen during the National Honors and Awards Ceremony on National Heroes Day, October 20. Mr. Brown told JIS that he was humbled when notified of the recognition. A veteran public servant, Mr. Brown has spent decades in administration within the public sector. Before joining the Electoral Commission of Jamaica in 2009, he worked with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, and spent 18 years with the Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica Group, where he served the final 5 years as General Manager of the Petroleum Company of Jamaica. He was appointed Director of Elections in July 2018 after serving as Assistant Director of Elections Administration. Time now for the Business Report with Denise Williams.
Welcome to today's Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. Near Mali, Ramai has been named the acting CEO of Caribbean Airlines. Ms. Ramai was the former Chief Operating Officer. She was appointed to the board after the resignation of the former CEO, Garvin Madeira. The board stressed that the appointment of Ramai was designed to maintain continuity, stability, and accountability, while pointing out that the airline will continue to operate its full schedule without any disruption. The country's net international reserves, the difference between its foreign assets and its foreign liabilities, climbed by US $44 million to US $6.195 billion at the end of September. This from US $6.151 billion at the end of August of this year. This was due to a US $37.6 million spike in the country's foreign assets to US $6.22 billion at the end of September from US $6.18 billion at the end of August of this year. Meanwhile, the country's foreign liabilities fell to US $22.7 million at the end of September from US $29.1 million at the end of August this year. For the trading period ending October 14, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Advertising agency The Limners and Bards Limited with 3,336,347 units traded, representing 25.46% of market sales volume. Alternative energy provider Wigton Energy Limited with 3,005,681 units traded, representing 22.94% of market sales volume. Toll road operator Trans-Jamaica Highway Limited Jamaican dollar shares with 1,798,479 units traded, representing 13.72% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the Forex market rate set by the Bank of Jamaica. On October 14, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $60.13 million purchased and US $42.81 million sold by Forex traders. Forex traders earned $1.91 per dollar, selling the US at $161.73 and buying the US at $159.82. The Canadian dollar netted Forex traders 80 cents per transaction, with selling at $114.83 and buying at $114.03. The British pound yielded Forex traders $4.89 in profit, with selling at $216.55 and buying at $211.66. For our credit report tip of the day, start by taking action. Pull your credit report, list every debt, and make one payment today. Do the same thing tomorrow. That's how rebuilding credit truly begins. Getting out from under debt isn't just about waiting for things to improve. It's about doing the small, consistent steps that create momentum. Call your creditors, set payment reminders, track your spending, and celebrate each bill you bring current. Progress happens when you move, and each action you take proves that your financial recovery is already in motion. Take action today. Check your credit, make one payment, and take control of your financial comeback. Moving from financial recovery to being funded and focused starts with action. Sit down today and write out your top 3 income goals for the next 90 days. As a woman over the age of 35, action is your friend. Update your resume, update your portfolio, update your business profile to reflect the value you bring. Reach out to one potential client or mentor or collaborator this week. For professional women over the age of 35 and beyond, these simple steps build momentum, and momentum builds money. Because when you take deliberate action to showcase your worth, you'll quickly discover that money goes where value flows. Moving from financial recovery to being funded and focused starts when you take bold, consistent action. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step forward to your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, the Venezuelan embassy in Barbados is condemning what it describes as continued U.S. aggression, warning that such actions could undermine peace and stability in the Caribbean. At a media briefing, embassy officials reaffirmed their commitment to diplomacy and rejected U.S. allegations of drug trafficking through Venezuela.
Venezuela is not a country in any inform of the United Nations, and in any inform about drug trafficking. Venezuela is an important country. As we explained, we have through Venezuela only 5% of the drug that is producing in Colombia, for example, come through Venezuela, only 5%. The rest of the drug is coming by the Pacific. We cannot understand why United States insists that the drug is coming since the Caribbean, since Venezuela.
I want to condemn this action. I want to call on all progressive forces, Pan-Africanists, socialists, and even religious persons to condemn this military force in our region and to demand that the United States of America remove this military force from our region from threatening the lives of our Caribbean people.
In Trinidad and Tobago, the issue of period poverty is gaining national attention as Finance Minister Devin Dranath Tanku moves to address the challenge affecting women and girls who struggle to afford menstrual products. Speaking during his presentation of the 2025-2026 national budget, the minister described period poverty as a threat to women's health and education that can no longer be ignored.
Among the fiscal measures addressed in the 2025-2026 national budget was the issue of period poverty. Finance Minister Devindranath Tanku said period poverty continues to undermine the health and educational opportunities of women and girls in Trinidad and Tobago, as many struggle to afford menstrual hygiene products.
The Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of People, Social Development and Family Services will collaborate to establish a Women's Health Fund. This government will provide an initial seed capital of $5 million. We will also partner with other stakeholders to ensure the sustainability of this fund. This fund will be used to launch a pilot program to provide distribution of free menstrual kits in educational institutions.
The minister also noted that education and sensitization for various groups, including men and boys, on menstrual health will be facilitated to dismantle stigma.
A tax incentive, Mr. Speaker, will be provided to encourage individuals and corporations to contribute to this fund. This initiative will commence in January 2026.
Period poverty refers to the lack of access to safe menstrual products, hygiene facilities, and education for managing menstruation. This affects millions of women and girls worldwide, creating significant physical, mental, and emotional challenges. Ayana Carter, TTT News.
In news further afield, imagine walking along a centuries-old fortress that weaves through rugged mountains, offering breathtaking views and secrets lost to time. Juyongguan, one of the most iconic and scenic sections of the Great Wall of China, an adventure you won't want to miss. Our reporter Marlon Samuels went on an unforgettable journey to that place. He shares his experience in this report.
Just 60 kilometers from Beijing, Juyongguan Pass is more than a historical marvel. It's a journey into the heart of ancient China. This strategic fortress served as a vital military stronghold and gateway, guarding the empire for centuries. Unlike other sections of the Great Wall, this area enclosed forms a circle that houses temples and ancient buildings. It's not merely a section of the wall, but an ancient town protected by the wall. The scenery is truly spectacular, a blend of lush mountains and rugged terrain that makes every step a picture-perfect moment. Legend has it, during the Ming Dynasty, Juyongguan was the site of a daring escape plan, showcasing its importance in Chinese history.
Tourists usually go to this part of Great Wall, which was rebuilt in the Ming Dynasty. It is a complex of defense system and is quite near to the capital of China, which is Beijing. The Ming Dynasty used new techniques and new bricks to enhance the defense. And the whole architecture is built with tunnels, secret hiding points, so that if it happened a urgent situation, all the soldiers will use the whole system to defend and send informations to the capital, so the whole country will be motivated.
The walls are massive, with stones weighing over 30 tons, exemplifying the incredible craftsmanship of ancient China. Beneath its stones lie tunnels and secret passages, once used for swift defense, some dating back over 600 years.
Actually, the secret tunnels and hiding places was never used for the escape plan. At that time, for the Ming Empire, the major threat is from the north. Mongols and other groups, ethnic groups, came down with their horses to central China. But with the decline with the power, the Ming Empire never had a direct conflict along the Great Wall in the north of Beijing.
The way it was constructed is amazing. So very nice and very deep history.
The Great Wall is very interesting and exciting. because it's one of the wonders of the world. I was hoping I'd be able to do the full circle, but unfortunately this cannot be done, at least not today, at least not at this time. So yeah, maybe the third time around that section will be open and I can complete the full circle.
The scenery is great, and I think it's a one-time life experience I got here.
It's so cool, it's so beautiful and interesting. And it's so hard to climbing. No.
Now here's a call to action. Jamaicans and Caribbean travelers, turn your dreams of exploration into reality. Book a trip to China and experience the awe-inspiring beauty of the Great Wall firsthand. Reporting from the Great Wall, I am Marlon Samuels of PBCJ News.
In sports, we look to football. Jamaica's Reggae Boys stormed back to the top of their CONCACAF World Cup qualifying group with a dominant 4-0 victory over Bermuda at the National Stadium on Monday night. The Jamaicans got off to a lucky start when Bermuda captain Dante Leverock headed into his own net in the 24th minute. 2 minutes later, Bobby Reid doubled the lead with a composed finish before Shamar Nicholson extended the advantage to 3-0 in the 35th minute with a sharp near-post strike to send the hosts comfortably ahead at the break. Substitute Dejan Whisper Richards sealed the emphatic win in the 76th minute with a brilliant solo effort, much to the delight of the home crowd. The victory lifted Jamaica to 9 points from 4 games, one ahead of Curacao on 8, while Trinidad and Tobago sit third with 5. Bermuda, already eliminated, remain without a point. The result restores momentum for the Reggae Boys as they continue their campaign for automatic qualification to next summer's FIFA World Cup. And that's the news on PBCJ. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBC Jamaica. Thanks for watching.